What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So now we're down to the last two. And I know that there's a particular backcourt that has been omitted or variations that have been omitted, and I'll talk about that in the final video, why I chose not to include them in this one, although I can understand why people would have them uh, as a backcourt. But I'll tell you why I chose not to include them. But at number two, I have the backcourt of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Some people actually have this backcourt as number one, and when all is said and done, they may become the consensus number one backcourt. Um, this backcourt is and has been sensational and revolutionary, and I think most people will agree that they are probably the greatest offensive backcourt that we've ever seen. Definitely the greatest shooting backcourt we've ever seen. This backcourt was the main cog as to what helped to make the Warriors so great. Now, the overall team play, overall team defense was sensational, but the complementary of their games to one another, when you look at the fact that Steph Curry is the one that handles the basketball, Klay doesn't demand the basketball that much. As we all know that Klay doesn't demand the basketball. Klay is a great 3 and D guy, but he's much more than that. He's more than just a simple 3 and D guy. Uh, when Klay is healthy, um, at least before the injury, Klay was an above average defender. His assignment was generally to guard the other team's most potent perimeter offensive player, although at times, because of switching, it would be other guys guarding as well. But Klay was primarily that was his job. Because Klay doesn't expend so much energy offensively, he's in a unique position where he could still be a threat offensively. Um, Klay is one of these rare players. I like to say this too, who plays better when the stakes are higher. And as great a shooter as Steph Curry is, and I believe he is the greatest overall shooter, I'm just going to go ahead and say it now. I've been resisting, but I've just never seen a guy shoot the basketball like that. He made a statement against Trae Young the other night, man. You know what I'm saying? That was a statement game. He may not say it, but he's aware of the comparison, and he made the statement. Look, the rule change is not affecting me. I'm out here. I can drop 50 when I want to. So Trae shut the hell up about that. But anyway, as great as Steph is, Klay to me, when just from the eye test, from watching them, he's the more clutch performer. I remember so many key games when, not to say Steph hasn't had his moments, I'm not saying that, but there's been a lot of games where I recall Klay Thompson bailing out that team in elimination performances. So he's very clutch. But, to me, I say this about the two. Steph is the greatest three-point shooter and the greatest shooter I've ever seen. But Klay is the greatest catch and shoot player I've ever seen. I've never seen a guy, he's even better than Reggie at this. Reggie was previously the greatest catch and shoot guy I saw. But I've never seen a guy who so quickly gets into position to catch the basketball and to be in his shooting motion and get the shot off with great precision. He's even better than Reggie Miller at that. He's the best I've ever seen at that. Um, but it's more than just the scoring. It's more than all of that, man. It's the high IQ basketball these two play. Yeah, sometimes Curry could get a little bit too razzle dazzle with the passing, at times. But some behind the back passes, sometimes he can get a little carried away with that. But overall, man, how can you argue against this backcourt? How can you argue against this backcourt? Since they've been together, they won 3 NBA championships. All right, they won 3 NBA championships. They've been to five. They went to five consecutive NBA finals: 2015, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Some will tell you that if it weren't for injuries to Kevin Durant and then Klay Thompson, they may have won four. And they went to five consecutive Western Conference finals. During this time period, Klay Thompson in 615 games has averaged 19.5 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 2.3 assists. His job is not really to rebound, crash the glass, and be a facilitator. His job is to go out there and score and play defense. You know what I'm saying? Um, he has shot 46% from the floor, a remarkable 42% from three, and, and a great 85% from the foul line. And in clutch situations, man, he has to be even greater than those numbers. He's a four-time All-Star, three-time NBA champion. Steph Curry's numbers since Klay Thompson became his teammate have been just downright absurd. Since 2011-2012, Steph Curry has averaged 25.8 points, 4.7 rebounds, 6.7 assists, 1.7 steals. He shot a remarkable 48% from the floor, an absurd, ungodly 43% from three-point range. Considering the fact that they take so many threes, these guys are shooting 10, 11, 12, 13 threes a game, and they're shooting that percentage. It's remarkable. And Steph during that time period shot an absurd 91% from the foul line. I mean, just absolutely remarkable. The only thing that keeps them from being number one, not the only thing, but one of the things that keep them from being number one is we have to consider the Kevin Durant factor. We just have to consider it. Although I do believe even without Kevin Durant, they would have won in 2018. I'm not so certain without Kevin Durant that they would have won in 2017 when Kyrie Irving stood with the Cavaliers. We do have to factor that in. They were playing essentially with a super roster, at least a super duper starting lineup. So a little bit, penalize them for that. But overall, man, this has been a revolutionary backcourt, and they're not done. Klay should be back really soon. Um, and with the Warriors rolling the way they are, 9-1, as of me recording this video, 9-1 record, best record in the NBA, the best offense, the best defense, and Klay coming back, I mean, they may be on their way, who knows, to a fourth title. And then we'll have to reassess things. If this continues, we might have to reassess some things. They don't have any superstar, sign-ups as far as picking up superstars. They didn't stack the deck. And if they were able to win a championship, man, you got to give all praise to them, man. Um, you know. But tell me what you guys think.